for us to have success, one, we have to play as a complete team, a unit, from offense, defense, special teams. If we do that, I think we have enough talent on our team to be really successful. I mean, I think we're explosive offensively. We have enough weapons to spread the ball across the field. Our front seven is back, which last year they had an outstanding season. Our linebackers and front four are as good as there is in this league, I think. For us, we need to control field, with our special teams. But again, I think if we play as a complete team, we'll have a good chance to be in every game right at the end. We graduated a great group of guys. There were only 11 of them that graduated. On the offensive side, obviously trying to replace Talib Gerald is going to be difficult. I mean, he had a great career. He was a 4-year starter for us, and just a tremendous person. So his leadership will be missed. Dylan Aldifer at wideout and Freddie Perry, those will be two other guys that have graduated. AJ Gasser, Pietro Gaspari, tight end and an offensive lineman. AJ was an offensive lineman, and Pietro our tight end. We're solid backbone guys, and that's when you have those types of guys, that's why you have success. So we'll miss those guys. I mean, there's no doubt about it. On the defensive side, I mean, we graduate 3 of 4 in the secondary, which is really going to be key for us to replace. I mean, Ben Oken had a great career. He was all conference. Vince Moffitt was all conference. Jeff Leone was all conference. Those kids were just tremendous back there. So I think that's the biggest question mark on our team this year, which I'm hoping, or what we're seeing is we're seeing guys start to step up and try and fill their shoes, which is awesome to see the competitions going on. And then we lost Mike Sullivan in the defensive line, who was a captain and a nose guard. So we lost some talented kids, but the cupboard's not bare. I mean, we had guys that were playing alongside of those guys and playing valuable minutes last year. So, right now in camp, we're trying to figure out who's going to fill those roles, or is it going to be by a committee? Those kids they had a great season. I mean, their leadership, I think, more than their playing ability, is what we'll miss. And what we're trying to do is make sure that this senior class picks up in that leadership role, which so far they have. And so I don't think we're going to miss a beat there. Sookie Returners for this year. Obviously, we'll start on the offensive side with our quarterback, Tanner Erisman. Had a great season last year. Much like anybody else in the country, as your quarterback goes, so does your team. We're very fortunate that he's back. He has a lot of experience, and his leadership is going to be invaluable to our offense. Out on the edge at wide receiver, KJ Pretty had a tremendous year last year. Was a first-team all-conference guy. KJ is explosive, makes big plays. We're fortunate we have him back as well. Kevin Lammer saw a lot of time at wide receiver. Timmy Walter played for us out there. So we have some depth coming back at wide receiver. In the offensive line, we returned 4 or 5 guys, which up front is where it all starts as well. And we're very fortunate that we have a lot of experience and some more depth than we had a year ago. Guys ready to play, so we're really excited about that. And then Tyler Schubert is a returner at tight end who played for us a ton last year, so we're really excited about him. And Jake Barr is coming along and played a little bit for us last year, not a ton, but really excited to watch him compete. So those are our returners on offense that will probably make the most impact. There's other guys that are working really hard that we're real excited about. We're just waiting to see how they compete for the rest of camp. On the defensive side, what makes us really special is, I'll start with, the guys up front. You have Joe Granahan, who's a preseason All-American, just a tremendous football player. Brendan Kilkenny is not far behind him. He's had a great career here going into his senior year. We're really excited for those guys. There's a couple other interior guys, Kevin Galt and Tom Hurricane, Vince Civerdelli, a couple seniors in there that have waited their time to play a lot of football, and we're really excited about them. And then out at the defensive end spots with Joe are Frank McGlinchey, who started last year, Jackson Hale, who played a ton, and Don Bertone is a kid we moved from linebacker up to defensive end, who we're real excited about. So the front 4, really it's the front 8, are really, really talented, and we're really excited about our depth and those guys. And then you look at our linebacking core, you return Bob McDevitt, Seb Silva, Vince Speranza, Dylan Jones, who's a 4-year starter. That group is fast. They are physical, and they make us go. I mean, they play sideline to sideline. They're fun to watch. So we're really excited to see how those guys continue their careers and even get better than what they were. And then I know we talked a little bit about our secondary and losing some guys, but Stephane Smith started the last 5 or 6 games for us at corner, so we have some experience there. Mekhi Holly played at our nickel last year. He's a corner right now. They're projected both to start. At safety, Marlon Fenstermacher's back, Sean Lewandowski, Steve Jaravasilis, all those guys have played college football for us. Nick Leone's in the mix there, waiting to see how he competes. KJ Boston is back. KJ started for us a year ago at safety. He's going to play probably all over the place for us a little bit back there. So we have guys that have contributed for us. Now it's just trying to figure out what their role is, how they're going to contribute, and who wins those spots. We return our punter, Garrett Pershey. A year ago we were first in net punting, so we're really excited about him. And Drew Tomlinson is back, and Drew did all of our kickoffs and field goals last year. So we're very fortunate that we have him back. He's experienced. He was very poised last year, did a great job for us, and we're expecting big things out of him. We think we brought in a tremendous group of young men. Right now we're 6 days in, so we're still trying to figure out if there are any of those guys that can help and contribute in a way to help us win football games. I think with the experience that we have coming back at certain positions and the depth that we have, I'm not sure you're going to see a lot of them probably contribute this year. There probably a lot of them are going to have to contribute and get ready to play a year from now. But we're really excited about a linebacking core of 4 guys or 5 guys that we brought in that are just really good and will be able to replace the group that's going to graduate. If there's any freshmen right now that's kind of fighting to get in the mix, there's 2 tailbacks. Keyshawn Farmer's having a good camp, trying to figure it out. Luke Strauss from Southern Lehigh is having a really good camp. So those 2 guys. There's a couple wide receivers right now that might have a chance. But in terms of like young quarterbacks, really excited about them. But with Tanner there, I'm not sure they're going to see any time this year. And then on the defensive side, there are a couple freshmen in the secondary that are starting to show a little bit. Thomas Downs really doing a nice job. There's a bunch of guys back there that really, I'd be remiss to miss anybody, I guess. But I think all of our freshmen are really starting to come along. I think they like our guys, and we're really excited about that group as a whole. Key games for us, I think it all starts with week 1 against LVC here. I mean, coming out of the gate is always very important in how your season goes. So that one has been circled on our calendar for a long time. We're really excited about it. It gives us a chance to just kind of see where we're at and what we have to work on and how we have to get better as we jump into our conference schedule. And as you know, there's a lot of parity in this conference. I say it every year. If you don't show up any week, you will get beat. And so, but we have a tough stretch in the middle. Last year we played McDaniel to a 2-point game, and then we jump right into Susquehanna, Muhlenberg, Hopkins. So obviously that stretch there is going to be a critical stretch for us against a lot of talented teams. The first 6 weeks before the bye, we're not going to get any breaks from a scheduling standpoint. I think our team's really excited to also compete for our trophy games. I think our kids love those games. Getting to compete against Dickinson and Gettysburg. I know we are schools that are very similar academically, and I know we recruit against each other for some of the same kids. And it's always nice to play 2 rivalry games, and try and compete for a trophy. So our kids are really excited about that as well. So, camp has just been really fun so far. There's an energy from our kids. Again, we're starting to get some national recognition. Getting preseason ranked. Our kids have an excitement about them that, they feel they have to live up to something. But and it's not just about a ranking. It's about making this college proud and making our alumni proud and going out and representing Franklin and Marshall the right way. And you watch these kids just practice. There's been a tempo and an excitement, like I said, that I probably haven't seen in my time here yet.